welcome back to my channel, Health Layer. So today I'm going to do a little something different. I'm not going to talk about health related topics, but I am going to talk about Christmas, which is one of my favorite holidays, and it's also my nephew's favorite holiday. Today he'll be my little elf, my little helper. Isak, wait to the camera, say hi. Hi. We're going to be talking about presents, how to choose your wrapping paper, how to choose your bows, what do I do, how do I pick the colors, how do I know how I'm going to wrap the presents, what kind of presents do I like giving and how do I like wrapping them, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of how I actually wrap a present properly and make it look really nice. So of course you can see I have my Christmas tree behind me. I have a ton of presents all around my Christmas tree. We've already packed most of everything. We're still missing just a few little small things, but once that's finished we are ready for the holidays. So here, as you can see, I have a few present examples that I've already made. My mom, my sisters, and I were really big on Christmas wrapping. It's like our family tradition to do things like that. And so I just want to show you, in case you decide to give wine. A lot of people buy the wine bottle and they buy the special bag for the wine and they just put the wine in there. And that's perfect. That's cute. It's nice. It's a nice detail. It's a nice present to give someone when they invite you over for dinner or they invite you over to their house. But we like to do things a little bit more Christmas intense. So we like buying little pajamas for the wine bottles. So for this one, for example, it's just a little t-shirt and you pull it on. It's like a pull-on. And then for this one, they also give you one for the cork. So you can just put it on top as a little hat. And then this one's a little bit more intense. This one's actually a little reindeer face, and it just makes for a really cute Christmassy look. It just makes the present in the wine bottle seem more exciting rather than just a plain present. Other things that we like doing, for example, are choosing the paper. So choosing the paper is a little bit complicated because when it comes to November and we start getting the tree and we start decorating the tree, we start noticing that we're using specific colors on the tree and around the house. This year, as you can see, a lot of the house is very green and it's very red. So we decided to choose papers that would match that kind of motto because we had kids over. My nieces, my nephews from Atlanta came. My nephew Isak is here and we had a few Christmas parties for his friends. So we wanted to decorate the house very Christmas intensive, which means a lot of reds and a lot of greens, which is why the house looks this way this year. So when choosing our colors, it's very important for us at least to match our papers and our bows to the colors of the house. So it can all kind of look very connected and very like united, not very patchy and different decorations all over the house. We'd like it to look just, you know, have it flow. So for us, once we set up the tree and we put up the decorations and we start decorating things around the house, we start looking for tapes that we like. What do I mean by tapes? Decorational tapes that you put around the present. So for example, this green one. So we just look for patterns that we enjoy, and we haven't even bought the Christmas present wrapping paper yet. So this part is kind of like if you like the bow and you like the color, then you buy it. We buy a few different ones. We don't buy the same ones every year. But yeah, so this one has a few flower pattern. This one kind of looks like a reindeer scarf, which I really like. It's really pretty. It's very Christmassy. Then we have the typical, you know, jolly candy cane type of colors here, and some reds and polka dotted greens. So we kind of buy whatever we see as pretty and attractive to the eye. And then when we start buying the actual wrapping paper, we start trying to match the paper to that color, to the bows. So for example, if I were to wrap a paper using this paper, I also have a bow color or a tape color that is the same plaid pattern, but I don't want it to be so redundant and so intense for the eyes to kind of pick up on the differences. So I would most likely like to use this paper with this bow, or green, or just red, or even gold. But since not a lot of our house has gold, we didn't buy any gold bows or tapes this year, at least. Another thing, we are Hispanic, and so we have what is called novenas. Novenas are basically 9 days before the 24th, so they start today on the 16th, and it's essentially just gatherings of people, of friends and family, and we get together and do prayers, and we sing what are called villancicos, and they're just basically Catholic related, about Jesus, about Mary, about the apostles, about Joseph, about the traveling to Nazareth, or the birth of baby Jesus. So we are kind of religious in that way. So just to show you a little bit, we have a special folder that we keep around. And so when we're doing the prayers, we pass these around. And it's basically all of the different songs that we would sing. Because, you know, they're songs and we're not going to know all the words. So for us to all sing together, we have the, you know, the cheat sheet per se. And we have a special booklet. And so the booklet is Novenas Tradicionales, which means traditional novenas. And it's essentially, you choose the day. Since there are 9 days, you go to day 1 on day 1, day 2 on day 2, etc., etc., and you read the passages. And then at the end of the novenas, you know, it's Christmas. So it's basically you kind of getting prepared for the actual birth of baby Jesus. And so you're celebrating for the coming. We have these are maracas. These are a lot of fun. You know, a lot of babies play with things that you shake and it makes noise. Yeah. We also have panderetas. So, you know, these. We use that and we sing along. We have a whole bunch of other instruments that we've kind of accumulated through the years. We have this, which is not necessarily Colombian. It's actually, we bought it at an Asian store, which is really funny. But we use it and it just makes noise and that's all we need. And then we have cascabeles. So we just shake it and it's a jingling sound, you know, it's very Christmassy. It's a fun time because everyone gets an instrument and we all have a really good time singing and, you know, enjoying the festivity together. And then we have food, we have music, we have drinks, we have eggnog. So we sing and we dance and we eat together as a family. And this year we're doing something called the gift exchange. So this is actually a game that my older sister taught me and the rest of us in Atlanta when we went for Christmas a few years back. Essentially, everyone that comes to the house brings a present. And so what you have to do is you take a number, and so you're number 1 through however many guests you have. And the first person to go takes a gift from the center. And so they have a gift. And then the second person can go and they open their gift, but if they hate their present, they can steal the present of the first person. And so on and so forth until the one that went first, because they haven't had a chance to steal, they can steal someone else's present. And so what happens is you end up stealing each other's presents because you like it. And once a present is stolen 3 times, the present is dead. It can no longer be stolen. So it's a lot of fun. It gets really intense. So to make it not as stressful for some people, we put a price limit on the presents. So we put between $10 and $15. You can't go below 10 or above 15. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. Imagine if you buy a present that's $15 and you get a present for $5. So we just want everyone to enjoy their time and it's fun. So what happens here is that we have already bought the 4 novenas that we have. We've bought all the presents. But we're not people that like leaving things to the end when it comes to Christmas. So we like packing everything super early. So our novena presents have been packed and ready for a few days now. But because we have so many, we decided to pattern them so we don't forget which ones are for the same novena and which ones are not. This present here, for example, is for one of the novenas. And if you can see, we have this special paper up the top. And this is how we know that this is a present for the novena that we have soon. And then we pattern the other ones so we know which ones to take when. And they're all under the tree right now. They're all mixed and matched. So we just have to take them out and take them with us when we leave the house. But this bag is actually kind of special because this bag is not, it didn't come the way it looks. The bag was just a paper bag. This extra decoration, this was all done by hand. So my mom has always been very creative with her hands. She's very crafty and she kind of passed that along to some of us. And I kind of gotten more interested in being more handy with my hands too. I like being hands-on. And so I decided to help my mom do this and we came up with this decoration. So we bought everything separately. I'll show you in a minute. So we bought these little trees and these little cranberry looking thingies. And let me see if I can find, no, I can't find it. That's it. So essentially we use a glue gun and we use these, we curve this into a little circle to make it look pretty. And then we cut it and then we stick it onto the bag. And it just makes it look pretty. Plus, when you take these kinds of presents to a novena where you're gonna be doing gift exchanges, you know, they kind of judge the present by the cover. So you want the packaging to look extremely beautiful so that your present is kind of sought after. So that's really exciting. So that's kind of like what we like doing. I just dropped something. Okay. All right, so what about the papers? So this year we went with a few kinds of papers. We didn't buy a whole bunch. We only buy between 5 and 6 different kinds of paper per year. We don't go crazy with the paper. Since we do have kids in the house, we do tend to buy 1 or 2 kitty attracting papers, and then the rest are more elegant looking, more Christmassy, just more beautiful altogether. So this is one of the examples of the paper. This is one of my favorites this year. It is beautiful. It has all the Christmas colors that you could possibly imagine in one, and I am obsessed with it. Another paper that we have is this one, another plaid pattern. What is up with us in plaid pattern this year? I don't know, but we're really obsessed. Clearly, we have so much of it. But this is another example of that paper. We also have this paper, which I think is obviously very Christmassy. It's the mistletoe paper, so it's really important to have. And we just mix it up with the decorations. So all these pieces are separate. We made this by hand, we bought this separately, and so it takes a lot of creativity and imagination to put a good wrapping present together. What else? Okay, one thing I definitely want to touch on. These bows. These bows are known by everyone. We know where to buy them. All the presents get bows on them. The issue with these bows, I don't know why, but here in Florida, at least where we live, even if we put tape on top of the stickiness that they have on the bottom, these bows fall off. So we end up giving in naked presents because the bows fall off, and so now it's just a box wrapped in colorful paper with nothing else on it. Which is why we started going more towards the tapes that we do the bows by hand, so they never fall off, so it looks pretty unless you're intentionally ripping it off, which is exactly what you want on Christmas. You want to be able to rip everything off, which sounds a little obscene, but that's the fun of it, right? Ripping the paper present open and being stuck and not being able to take off the bow and getting frustrated and wanting to know what's inside. It's all part of the excitement of Christmas. So for these bows, there's a trick. We use a glue gun. If we're gonna use this bow for whatever reason, we always buy them just in case. My nephew loves putting them on presents, right? Yeah. So a good trick for this is that when you take off the bow, see, it just fell off. See, I'm right. I'm not lying to you guys. We put glue on the back and then we stick it on the present because yes, I know, well, why don't you just put tape to reinforce the stickiness of the bow? We've tried that. It still manages to fall off. So it doesn't work. We need glue guns. Okay. So that's an essential for arts and crafts is a glue gun, that's for sure. And if you have kids in the house and they want to use these bows and you want to use a glue gun, just make sure you supervise them. Don't let them, get near the glue gun by themselves because it is really, really hot and it will burn. Well, that's about it for today. Thank you guys for joining us and watching. If you have any questions or concerns or anything at all, please comment below. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!